Dun,
Hello, and welcome to another round of D&D pop culture character creation with TJ
and Ian.
and Ian. Yeah, today we're going to be building an awesome new character. In the past,
We've done Batman, and we have done Darth Vader.
But today, we are going to be building one of the baddest mofos of the Marvel Universe, the Incredible
Hulk!
Yeah, very excited for this. Should be pretty straightforward, I think.
Yeah, we spent a short amount of time pretty much discussing him, though I feel like we'll have a lot of discussion as to his background and stuff like that. But we have a pretty clear picture of who the Hulk is as a D&D 5th edition character.
Definitely. Good to see you, Vault.
Yeah.
Glad you could join us.
Thanks
Hope
for
you're
dropping
pumped
in.
for some Hulk action. So yeah, once again, we are using Roll20 and their Charactermancer. We have a few rules, though.
Yeah, so our number one rule is they're going to be 5th level. This is so that you can actually take these characters as they're statted and reasonably put them into your role-playing game.
Definitely. We're basically using the method in the player's handbook to create a character. We're going to use the standard array, and we're going to try and get as close as we possibly can to recreating the Hulk.
With all the mechanics that D&D gives you for making a character.
Exactly, and some of those things we want to hit in order to feel like we've created the Hulk as a D&D character are listed here on our Roll20 screen.
Yeah, let's check it out. So our key attributes for Hulk is he's huge.
He's giant.
Yeah.
He's bigger than everyone.
There's no ignoring that. He's a huge dude.
Definitely.
And along with being huge, he is ridiculously strong. I mean, there's no doubting he is a pantheon of strength.
Absolutely.
All on his own.
Look at those muscles.
Yeah.
But not only is he strong,
he can take it, too.
He can take a hit.
Yeah,
definitely.
He is super tough.
Super tough. He's known mostly for using his fists.
Which was a little bit of our difficulty with how we were going to put them together, because we don't want every superhero who uses their fist to have to multi-class into monk to be proficient with unarmed strikes.
The Hulk is not a monk.
Hulk is not a monk. Luckily, we found a way through it that we think will work out pretty well. And the other one, the madder he gets, the stronger he gets. This is, pretty true of the Hulk. I mean,
the madder he gets, the more all of these things he gets. So these are some of the key attributes we're going to try and hit throughout tonight's character creation. If you have any ideas on how to make that happen a little better, put them in the chat. We'd love to hear your thoughts on how you think it's going.
And make sure to like and share this video and comment if you have any idea of some characters you would like to see turned into 5th edition characters. Now, let us jump into creating the Hulk.
So once again, as I said, we're going to use Roll20's Charactermancer. It's worked out pretty good in the past couple shows.
Oh yeah.
So
just jump on into it.
Alright, so starting off with race.
What race is the Hulk?
Well, I think if you want to hit one of our 5 things, Goliath makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
They get the attributes that the Hulk wants, and they're huge. They're like the biggest playable race possible.
Yeah, they're some of the biggest as far as playable races go. They have a lot of the attribute bonuses that we'd be looking for in the Hulk. And, I mean, not quite as big as the Hulk, but, it's going to work as far as we're putting him into a D&D game.
So Roll20 does not offer Goliath from the drop-down, but that's okay. We can get it here.
Out of Olos, and you can get it online at Freakopolis.com. Alright, so let's jump on into it. Yes, alright, so, Vault says human.
There is an argument for that, clearly.
Bruce Banner is definitely a human, but we're going to be doing the Hulk as he is a combat character, which is, we're going to say he's a Goliath.
Yeah, we're making the Hulk, not Bruce Banner, although there is an argument that, they're inseparable.
It would be complex, but I would love to tackle Hulk/Bruce Banner someday. For now, we're just doing the Hulk.
Yeah, we're going to take sort of the easy route. Okay, so what ability score increases do Goliaths get?
They get a +2 to Strength and a +1 to Constitution.
Yeah, those are sort of both super strong and super tough.
Yeah, that adds
for the
into
Hulk.
2 of those key attributes that we were looking into.
Okay, so now that we have our race, we can move on to age. Age is just a number, but, I think Bruce Banner... I know we said we weren't making Bruce Banner, but we kind of have to base Hulk's age off.
Yeah, I think so.
He was a pretty accomplished scientist, so maybe let's say 35.
35?
Still on the younger side of things, I suppose, but...
Alignment. This is an interesting one. What alignment is the Hulk?
Yeah, so as you guys know, we have our goods, generally doing good deeds.
Yep, lawful, neutral, and chaotic. And then you have your neutral side of things with chaotic neutral, neutral, and lawful neutral. And then your evil side of things.
Yeah. I think he's definitely chaotic, right?
He is chaotic.
He's looking out for himself. Sometimes may turn against his friends if he gets too angry. But is he good? Is he neutral? I don't think he's evil.
No, he's not evil by any means. He's not too much good to be evil.
Yeah.
Maybe chaotic neutral is like a wild animal.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's pretty comparable to the Hulk's temperament.
Yeah, it depends on what sort of level of Hulk enraged he is, I think.
Yeah, sometimes he can keep it under control, and that would be more along the lines of chaotic good, I think.
Right.
But, what do you think? Chaotic neutral, chaotic good?
I was going to argue for chaotic good. In general, he does good things. He loves other people. He's got a woman he really cares about. I think, he teams up with the Avengers and tends to do good deeds with them. I think chaotic good makes pretty good sense.
I think that's a good argument.
Let us know if we're totally off base, guys. I think I made a proficient argument for that, though. All right, size.
Size. They are...
I think they're probably medium, right?
They are between 7 and 8 feet tall and weigh between 280 and 340 pounds. Your size is medium.
It's like the upper limits of medium.
Yeah.
He's probably 380 pounds and 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
We're going to make him as big as possible.
30 feet is as fast as the Hulk can
Pretty
run.
standard.
Oh, yeah.
Language proficiencies.
Doesn't particularly matter as far as we've seen thus far, but
Just common.
why don't we give him giant as well? Just for the flavor.
Sure. Skill proficiencies. You don't get any from being Goliath.
No.
No weapon or armor either.
I do not believe so. Oh, you do get proficiency in athletics immediately, though.
Oh,
My bad, yeah.
It does get a skill
Athletics.
proficiency, which I think athletics makes a lot of sense for the Hulk to be proficient in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe the only skill.
Yeah, that's the only one that came to mind for me. Otherwise, I don't think there's anything there that particularly...
Custom traits?
Yes, there are a few custom traits. The big one is Stone's Endurance. This is a really cool Goliath ability. If you haven't played a Goliath yet, this is the reason to play them. When you take damage, you can use your reaction to roll a d12, add your Constitution modifier to the number rolled, reduce the damage by that total.
How many times can you do that?
You can do that until after a short rest. So once per short rest.
So we'll say once per short rest.
And this kind of leans into the super tough attribute that we're trying to nail. He's able to take really big hits and then use his reaction to decrease how big that hit was.
And was it use reaction to roll a...
1d12 plus Constitution.
1d12 plus con, so basically a hit die plus con.
Yep.
Presumably, if we make him a barbarian, which seems likely. 1d10 or 12 plus con to reduce damage by that amount.
Boom.
Any other particular traits we need to...
Powerful build. Even though he's medium, he acts like he's large.
In terms of weight carrying?
Yes, in terms of pushing and carrying things.
Act as though large for encumbrance.
Yep, that works just fine.
Cool.
And then finally, Mountain Born. You're acclimated to cold climates. You can live above 20,000 feet. Not exactly a Hulk thing, but
yeah, I mean, Hulk probably could do that too.
Yeah,
he's like lived out in space and stuff. So
yeah, no, another example of his incredible toughness. So that's looking pretty good.
Cool. So that's our race and alignment nailed down.
Yep.
Doesn't particularly, I mean, it definitely plays into some of these things. Huge. I would say, is checked off.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Check that off. Super strong, super tough, getting there. And these two we'll get to in just a little bit.
Yep. Awesome.
We have a plan. All right, next up.
His class.
This class, I think there's no really any argument for anything other than barbarian.
Yeah, there's no class that focuses around rage as much as barbarians.
Which is, key to the Hulk. Right?
Yes, it is. So he will be a barbarian. They get I think 2 skill proficiencies
Looks like
from a
it.
tiny list, and we already have athletics.
So yeah, very small list.
I would say survival, no doubt, given his tendency to go off alone.
Yeah, he spends a lot of time. He's sort of a hermit.
Yep. And then probably, intimidation.
Intimidation and survival. I think those two make pretty good sense.
Yep.
Now he's proficient in simple weapons, martial weapons, light armor, medium armor, shields. And he gets the rage trait.
In battle, you fight with your primal ferocity. Sounds pretty Hulk-like.
Definitely.
On your turn, you can enter a rage as a bonus action. While raging, you gain the following benefits if you aren't wearing heavy armor. You have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. That's important when you're grappling with people. When you make a melee weapon attack using strength, you gain a bonus to damage to your damage roll that increases equal to your levels of barbarian. You have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage as well. Your rage lasts for 1 minute.
Can't cast spells, really.
It ends early if you're knocked unconscious. So that's pretty much the gist of that ability, which is really incredibly powerful in combat because it reduces a lot of the damage you take in half, and it also makes you dish out a bit more damage. It's the key barbarian power, and it's also very Hulk-like.
Yeah, and he also gets unarmored defense. While you're not wearing any armor, your armor class equals 10, plus your dex modifier, plus your constitution modifier. And you can also use a shield, although Hulk probably won't.
No, but I think we'll be able to do pretty well with the stats we give him and making him tough to hit.
So, speaking of stats,
here we are.
score method custom, since they don't have any other options.
Will be the standard array.
Yes, we are once again using the standard array 15, 14, 13, 12, 10,
8.
That is found on page 15 of the Player's Handbook. It lets us keep this sort of neutral. It gives us some place to balance these characters as we create them, and preps them for use in our upcoming
Battle Royale.
where we'll fight all these pop culture characters against each other.
All right.
See who comes out on top. I think Hulk is going to be a big contender.
Yeah, already he's looking pretty scary, and I'm excited to see how his character sheet turns out all in all. So
I mean, up first, strength. Very important to barbarians. Very important for our Hulk.
Yeah. It's a huge part of the super strong key attribute, obviously.
But if we make that a 15, he's going to be landing at a 17 because of his racial modifier.
Yep.
Is that really enough to call him super strong?
No, I wouldn't say so, in fact. And that is where we believe we'll be giving him a magic item to really equal out his stats as they should be compared to, per se, Batman's stats or something along those lines.
Yeah, so the super strength is going to come from, that's where the magic items are going to come into play tonight. So we can kind of ignore this for now. I don't know that it should be the 8.
No.
But I don't think it needs to be the 15 or the 14 either. I think the 15 and the 14 should be dumped into
Constitution and Dex.
Constitution and Dex.
And with a +1 to Constitution, I'm feeling it should get the 15.
I think so.
So that we end up with a +3 in Constitution, which means the Hulk is going to have a ton of hit points, too.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be absurd. Yeah, and that plays into that super toughness. Dexterity is also going to play into his armor class.
Yes.
And a lot of roles that I think are useful for D&D characters to be pretty good at. So
Yeah.
I think the 14, that leaves him with +2.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty solid dexterity there. Now,
That leaves us with
3 here.
a 13, 12, 10, and an 8.
Strength 13.
13. That
Seems
is...
silly now, but it'll get massaged out later.
Yeah.
Intelligence, wisdom, charisma.
Wisdom 12?
I think so, out of any of these 3 things.
Yeah, he could be surprisingly wise sometimes.
Definitely. What's up, Jessifer? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Just getting into some of Hulk's ability scores.
Now, I think the dump stat for Hulk is obvious.
Yeah, it's got to be intelligence, right?
Yeah. Which leaves him with a 10 charisma. Believable.
Yeah. Average.
Yep.
No charisma.
So you look
That's
at
just
this...
an average dude.
So you look at this and you might be thinking, yeah, that's not quite what I imagine the Hulk's ability scores to look like. By the end of it, they will look like the Hulk's ability scores.
Definitely. You know, I think super tough for first level 16 con.
He's pretty damn tough.
Yeah, he's pretty tough.
Cool.
All right, nice. So our ability scores are as follows.
Next up, background.
Choose a background. They still only give you an acolyte.
Right, so, you want me to flip on over and see what we have for backgrounds available?
Yeah, I think there's a couple different backgrounds that make a lot of sense. We have, like, Hermit, and there's also Outsider, right?
Yeah, I think those were the two that I was considering, for sure. I feel like just the loner nature of the Hulk kind of plays into either one of these.
Right, but
And
what
so-
are the differences between the two? Because they could be very, seemingly pretty close together.
Yes, he is a medium creature. So let's see, Hermit. You live in seclusion, either in a sheltered community, such as a monastery, or entirely alone, for a formative part of your life. In that time, apart from the clamor of society, you found quiet, solitude, and perhaps some of the answers you were looking for. You become proficient in medicine and religion.
Yeah, that's fine.
Not
We'll
quite.
probably say Outcast.
Yeah, Outcast. So if we flip on over and Outlander.
Wait, that's...
You grew up in the wilds far from civilization and the comforts of town and technology. You've witnessed the migration of herds larger than the forest, survived weather more extreme than any city dweller could comprehend, and enjoyed the solitude of being the only thinking creature for miles in any direction. That is rather Hulk-like.
Yeah, going back to the old TV show with Luke Ferrigno, that's what he did. He just, like, jumped around the deserts a
Yeah,
bunch.
just blasted around the earth and
Yeah.
chilled out on his own.
Right.
Funnily enough, of course, the skill proficiencies you gain is athletics and survival.
Of course.
However, I feel like Hulk's he doesn't have many skills.
We get double skill from this.
No.
Alright, well then we'll give him perception.
Sure.
That was one of the options.
And nature?
I don't think that was that an option?
It's an option for
Yeah,
barbarians.
we'll just give him perception.
Okay. He doesn't have to be particularly skilled. When you look at the Hulk, his skill is pounding things into the ground.
Right, yeah, exactly.
But
But it's good to have perception in a D&D character, and, he's probably got a good sniffer.
sure. Oh yeah. So other proficiencies. One musical instrument. I would pay good money to watch the bard.
We'll say a drum.
Nice. Yeah. Absolutely. Languages, one of your choice. We already picked
One of our
giant.
choice, yeah.
You want me to list the equipment or anything else?
No, equipment, he wears shorts.
Yeah, too true, and that's his only piece of equipment.
Yeah.
That's going to be funny. Alright, so the feature is Wanderer. You have an excellent memory for maps and geography. That's about the extent of it.
We'll just say Hulk has excellent memory for maps and geography.
Hulk remember every kingdom he jump over.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. All right. So, personality traits.
Personality traits.
This stuff will be interesting.
Yes,
We'll
alright.
see where we can get with them.
I'll list them on out. I'm driven by a wanderlust that led me away from home. Maybe a little.
Sometimes.
I watch over my friends as if they were a litter of newborn pups.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. I once ran 25 miles without stopping to warn my clan of an approaching orc horde. I'd do it again if I had to.
Probably no.
Yeah.
That seems like the least so far.
I have a lesson for every situation drawn from observing nature. No. I place no stock in wealthy or well-mannered folk. Money and manners won't save you from an hungry owl bear.
Maybe Hulk can be sort of rude
Yeah.
towards civilized folk,
Oh, the Hulk, definitely, yeah. I'm always picking things up, absently fiddling with them, and sometimes accidentally breaking them.
That sounds like me.
I feel far more comfortable around animals than people. And I was, in fact, raised by wolves. No. So the closest...
Just for said, what race and class is he? Goliath, barbarian.
Yep.
So far.
I'm thinking, I place no stock
Yeah, I
in
think
wealthy
so.
or well-mannered folk. That's very Hulk.
Okay, up next.
Next.
Ideal.
Is ideal.
What does it give you? Like a no? Okay, it's ideal. It has the alignment stuff. Okay, up next.
So, the ones that have to do with good and chaotic is, life is like the seasons, constantly in change, we must change with it. I don't think he's so naturally attuned
No.
that that's his kind of deal. It is each person's responsibility to make the most happiness for the whole tribe. Nah, he's not very happy, dude.
No. there a neutral one?
The natural world is more important than all the constructs of civilization. And then glory. I must earn glory in battle for myself or my clan.
I think it's probably
glory. Yeah. The Hulk, he is more than willing to fight for glory.
Must earn, was it?
I must earn glory in battle for myself or my clan. And yeah, no, he becomes like, king of the arena and stuff. Like,
yeah, in Thor Ragnarok, he really wanted to be top dog,
Yep.
He found himself to be quite glorious.
I think it makes good sense.
Plus, he's also like ruled planets and stuff in the comics, so
cool.
Nice.
Move on to Bond. My family, clan, or tribe is the most important thing to me in my life, even when they are far away from me. Not so much. An injury in the unspoiled wilderness of my home is an injury to me. I will bring terrible wrath down on any evildoer who destroyed my homeland. The terrible wrath, yes. Caring about a homeland, not so much.
Right. We could change it to like, Betty Ross.
Yeah.
His love.
I'm the last of my tribe, and it is up to me to ensure their names enter legend. I suffer awful visions of a coming disaster and will do anything to prevent it, or it is my duty to provide children, to provide children to sustain my tribe. That one, I was going to say, provide children safety?
Right.
No, just make more children.
I think it's probably the wrath, but loved one.
Yeah. Anyone who would hurt my loved one.
So what is it?
I will bring terrible wrath down on the evildoers who would hurt my loved one. That's pretty good.
Okay.
Nice.
Flaw.
I am too enamored of ale, wine, and other intoxicants.
No.
There's no room for caution in a life lived to the fullest. There's no room for caution, but does he really believe it's so fulfilling?
Right.
I remember every insult I've received, and I'm slow to trust members of other races, tribes, and societies. Here is what it is. Violence is the answer to almost all my problems. Yep.
Nice. Okay, cool. So background done. He is an Outlander. It's pretty good stats. We gave him perception that's technically from
being a barbarian, but
drum just because you can beat right on it.
Yep.
He gets the Wanderer, excellent memory, and then he places no stock in wealthy or well-mannered folk.
Yep.
Glory, he wants to earn glory in battle. Bring terrible wrath on the evildoers who hurt my loved ones. And violence is the answer to almost all my problems. That sounds, I think we did the...
Yeah, I think we nailed it there. Nicely done.
And finally, pick your equipment.
None. None, because look at the Hulk there. It's
all you've ever seen. I mean,
he has...
Ragnarok, he uses a hammer and stuff, but...
Not necessary.
I think in general, yeah.
Cool.
Nice. Feats? No feats?
Not yet.
So, overview. He's at 15 hit points. That's max for first level. 12 plus 3 is con bonus.
Yep.
Sitting with a 15 strength. We'll massage that out later. Dex 14. He'll have a nice bonus to dex saves and his AC.
Oh, yeah.
Con, super high. We're starting on that super tough.
Yep.
Intelligence, sort of as a dump stat. Makes a lot of sense for the Hulk. Wisdom, sort of medium. I think it's the highest personality type attribute.
A even charisma of 10.
Yeah. He's a Goliath. He is a barbarian. An Outlander.
No equipment, no spells, no feats.
Let's build this character, get him started, and then we'll build him up to 5th level and give him some magic items to really flesh out his abilities.
Yeah. He's looking pretty good, in my opinion.
Yeah, so I think this is a solid start. Let's take a look at what we can check off on today's, on the current key attribute list.
Yeah!
The Hulk is huge. I think he's huge for a player character for sure. He's about as big as you can get.
Almost no doubt.
He is not quite super strong yet. Not quite there.
No, he's not really super strong. He's reasonably strong for certain, but in the near future, we will definitely consider him super strong.
Yeah.
Next up,
Super tough, reasonably tough for a first level character.
Yeah.
At 16.
15 hit points and rage in order to cut a lot of damage in half. He will
And
last-
his Goliath Stone's Endurance.
Yep.
Yeah, super tough is definitely on its way. Bare knuckle fighting, not quite.
No,
there yet.
you wouldn't be throwing very good to hit or damage with bare knuckles at first level.
But we'll get that as we level him up. And the madder he gets, all of these things he gets. Yeah, he'll definitely get stronger, tougher, and better at throwing some punches.
Yes, he will.
So yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. Let us know how we're doing currently.
As we make Hulk.
Yeah, as we level him up from level 1.
Let's take a quick glance over at perhaps his saving throws, what you become proficient in.
Right, through his class, he gets some saving throws proficiencies.
He's already got a +4 to strength. Even with us not giving him the strength he deserves, he's pretty damn proficient with it.
Definitely.
And a +5 to Constitution, he's already pretty tough. As far as his skills are concerned, a +4 with Athletics, +2 to Intimidation, +3 to Perception, +3 to Survival. Honestly,
Not bad.
Yeah.
Limited amount of skills, but pretty good numbers in them, I think.
very cool.
All right, so up next, we're gonna level him up.
Yep, it's time to level him up. Flip on back to Barbarian so that we can look into just what they get. Wow, open right up to the right page. Okay, so at second level, you get Reckless Attack and Danger Sense.
I think those are very Hulkish abilities.
They definitely are.
Okay, so class abilities.
Plus, Reckless Attack.
Reckless Attack.
This
That
is
is a class ability
Yep.
from Barbarian.
Barbarian.
2. Barbian.
Barbian.
Barbarian.
Yes. There we go. Okay. Reckless Attack. So starting at second level, you can throw aside all concern for defense to attack with fierce desperation. Definitely Hulk-like. When you make your first attack on your turn, you can decide to attack recklessly. Doing so gives you advantage on melee attack rolls using strength during your turn, but attack rolls against you have advantage until your next turn,
So he puts himself in a vulnerable position.
in order to get the hits in. Recklessly.
So it's take advantage.
Take advantage on attacks, and advantage against you until your next turn. Cool. And this is the Hulk just being so tough that he's not going to care when he gets hit.
Right. He's going to shrug a lot of that off.
Which also gives us, this is a cool one, Danger Sense. This is also a second level Barbarian ability, and a damn good one at that. At second level, you gain an uncanny sense of when things nearby aren't as they shouldn't be, giving you an edge when you dodge away from danger. You have advantage on dexterity saving throws against effects that you can see, such as traps and spells. Nice and simple. The Hulk is a damn good dungeon delver, and when a log trap swings down because he stepped over the rope, he will be able to dodge out of the way. Or if a wizard flings a fireball at him, there's a lot of times when Danger Sense can come in play, and it is super useful.
Definitely. So that's pretty much second level stuff. Vault said give him gauntlets and basic hide armor. I suppose we could give him armor, although I don't know that he...
Funnily enough, if we look at the class ability Unarmored Defense, while you're not wearing any armor, your armor class equals 10 plus your dexterity modifier plus your constitution modifier.
It's actually going to be higher than if you were wearing hide armor.
Yeah,
It's going to be higher than 12. It's going to be...
it's actually 15,
Right.
which is part of his super tough. He is better bare-chested than he is wearing armor, which is something only barbarians can do. Definitely good of you to point that out, though, because we did not switch up his AC until this point. But
Yeah. No.
he's sitting with a 15 at first level,
Not bad.
which is pretty great, yeah.
You know, I mean, it's not super high. It's not a paladin or a shield fighter, but he might not get totally smashed. Speaking of which, hit points.
30 hit points.
We're just doing max hit points, although it's not quite appropriate. We've done it for Batman and Darth Vader in the
Yep.
past, and we're just going to
Keep going with that.
as well.
Cool. You want to keep going for Barbarian?
Suppose so, huh? Level 3 Barbarian.
Yes, so this is where he gains his primal path. there's a few options for Primal Path, but the two that they give you inside the general player's handbook, not branching out into any other of the additional supplementary material, is Path of the Berserker, yes, and Path of the Totem, I think.
Yeah, I think it's Path of the Berserker.
Yeah.
This is level 3 is big for a lot of characters. That's sort of when you choose your subclass or path or school.
Begin to specialize.
Yeah.
And
Path of the Berserker totally makes sense.
yep, that is what the Hulk is. He is a Berserker Barbarian. So, what you
I'm gonna
get...
actually make that another
Sure.
for the abilities from this.
Frenzy is the ability you get from it.
Frenzy.
At 3rd level, you gain Frenzy. Starting when you choose this path at 3rd level, you can go into a Frenzy when you rage. If you do so, for the duration of your rage, you can make a single melee attack as a bonus action at the end of each of your turns after this one. When your rage ends, you suffer 1 level of exhaustion.
So when raging for the duration, make a single melee attack
As a bonus action.
Bonus action. At the end of your turn.
It's pretty nasty. At the end of your turn, at the net of your Ned Stark. When rage ends, gain 1 level of exhaustion. Exhaustion is a mechanic not often brought up in D&D, but it's pretty cool, and I think it puts a good limiter on the Hulk, in that he really, for 10 rounds, for a good minute straight, he will destroy you. After that, he can actually get kind of tired.
Yeah, sort of unhulks.
Right, exactly. I think it makes good sense.
It's like the opposite of the madder he gets. We talked to.
Yes.
Hulk tired.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's one way to get him to unhulk in the comics and stuff is
Wear him down, yeah.
So, all right, cool. Frenzy done.
Nice. So, now...
no other...
No, you just choose your path, and for Berserker, you get Frenzy.
Okay, cool.
At 6th level, which we're not going to hit, but I would like to point out, you get an ability called Mindless Rage. You can't be charmed or frightened while raging. Also very Hulk-like.
Yeah,
We're not quite going to hit that, but just keep in mind that if you played this character, there's even more Hulk-like potential as you continue to level him up. So, at level 4, we get nice and simple, an ability score improvement.
ability score improvement or
Or a
a
feat.
feat.
And we definitely put a lot of consideration into this, and we went with a feat. He is going to be, funnily enough, he's going to get the feat Tavern Brawler. Let me see if I can find the feat page real quick. It is 165. Commit these things to memory. Tavern Brawler. Accustomed to rough and tumble fighting, using whatever weapons happen to be at hand, you gain the following benefits. Increase your strength or constitution score by 1.
Alright, we can do that. That'll give him a 16,
Sure.
which gives him a +3.
Constitution.
Oh, strength or constitution, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. We might as well do con.
Yeah.
Because we're still got something up our sleeves for strength.
So he's even closer now to having an additional point in armor class and even more hit points. But the other advantages you get of being a Tavern Brawler is you're proficient with improvised weapons and unarmed strikes. This is the way that we are not going to make the Hulk a monk. He can still punch people just as the Hulk does, but he never multiclassed into monk.
And that means
1d4 is your unarmed damage,
24 plus
plus strength.
strength. Nice. And we'll get that out through as an attack in just a bit.
And finally, one other. I think yeah, you can unlock it and then get rid of it.
We'll do that.
And finally, the last thing that you get for being a Tavern Brawler is when you hit a creature with an unarmed strike or an improvised weapon on your turn, you can use a bonus action to attempt to grapple the target. This is the Hulk just using his incredible strength to hold people down.
Now, what benefit does grappling have in the context of D&D combat?
No, this is long discussed, and in 5th edition they pretty much boiled it down. You have an opposed check of athletics or acrobatics, and whoever wins, if the grappler wins, they have advantage on attacks against you. If you win, you slip away. Nice and simple. Also, you can't move away from them. A couple of other various effects, but pretty much they get your arm around you, and you're having a tough time.
Nice. All right, cool. So yeah, that could definitely be used pretty heavily as if you were to play the Hulk. Nice. All right. Up next.
Up next, we're going back to
level 5.
Level
right?
5, yeah, finally. And he is near done. Slip on back to Barbarian.
Adjust his level. We'll adjust his hit points. He's got a massive. 75.
75 hit points, significantly more than anyone we've made thus far. That's pretty awesome. All right, so at level 5, you get an extra attack.
Ooh.
Oh man, he's going to be throwing 3 attacks in his frenzied rage with his fists. That is nasty. Oh, and another.
That's basically just.
Starting at 5th level, you can attack twice instead of once when you take the attack action on your turn.
Twice instead of once.
Holy crap.
And taking the attack action.
What a monster.
Yeah, he's going to be a beast.
Okay, and then finally, he gets fast movement. Barbarians naturally get this ability. It increases your movement speed by 10 feet. And, the Hulk is seen bounding across the battlefield pretty often. I think it makes good sense.
Nice. And I'll adjust that up top.
Yep.
Speed of 40.
40 movement speed. He is running.
All right, cool. So, as you said, we're not doing a ton of stuff with equipment today.
Nope.
Although we are going to give him one magic item.
Yes.
To sort of flesh out some of these key attributes we've been talking about all night.
Yeah, and it is an important one. A belt of Frost Giant Strength.
Now, what does a belt of Frost Giant Strength provide?
A belt of Frost Giant Strength immediately changes your strength to 23. If you unequip it,
overwrite this.
That would go back to 15. However, it's a big jump in strength for our Hulk, and the reason why we min-maxed him as we did.
And it kind of makes sense. It's like the Hulk is, going back to Bruce Banner in a sense if you get that belt on.
Yeah, it makes good sense that that's the way it works. And so he's sitting now with a +6 to attack, and a +9 on his strength saving throws.
Yeah.
That is much more Hulk-like.
+9 to athletics checks.
Yeah.
+9 to grappling.
Right. When he grapples you, it's going to be hard to slip away. That kind of stuff. So now you can see that we are hitting the super strong part of things. So very cool. Let's see. His unarmed strike. He's going to be throwing 3 of these around. He's going to be doing... When he's raging, he's going to be doing a D4 plus 11 damage.
Why was
the 11?
Yeah.
You get a bonus to damage equal to your levels in Barbarian.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. But I mean, really that just equals, so the max he could do on a normal strike is 15.
Yeah.
Which is pretty
in line with, what we've been building.
But the fact that he gets 3 times,
boom, 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 in one round.
It's pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
And we've given the other characters, Darth Vader, Batman, sort of a couple different magic items.
Yep.
I think this one is strong enough that we can sort of leave it there.
It's pretty much just supposed to nail that one key attribute of super strong. Otherwise, he doesn't get anything. So yeah, his unarmed strike is at a +9 to hit and +6 to damage. But his rage strike...
We'll say raging. That's a strength plus...
+5.
1d4 plus strength plus 5. That's pretty dirty.
Yeah, he is very dangerous. Let me absolutely make sure. You have advantage on strength checks and saving throws when you make a melee weapon attack using strength. You gain a bonus damage. You gain bonus to the damage roll that increases as you gain levels as a barbarian. Oh, actually, wait a second. My bad. It's still a +2. I thought it was rage damage. I was misreferencing that. So he's actually throwing a maximum of
+8.
Yeah, so a maximum of 12 damage. I think that's more reasonable.
Yeah, it's still a lot, but he's sort of min-maxed in our own inside the system.
Yeah, and hopefully he'll be able to prove his strength in our upcoming Battle Royale. Is there anything else that we're looking to hit before we do an overall?
Not really.
view?
I'm not too concerned with all these equipments, even the proficiencies.
He's
really
not using them, yeah.
So let's take a look at what we have for the Hulk in general, and then we'll go and look at our list and see if we accomplish those things.
Yep. So let's just start with the very top stuff for our overview. He is a level 5 barbarian with the Outlander background.
Straight barbarian.
Yep. He is a rager and an outsider. These two things we covered pretty well. We chose the Goliath race because even though they are medium-sized, they are able to act as though they're large as far as like carrying capacity. Yeah. We decided on chaotic good for his alignment. That was a little bit of a discussion.
He has people he cares about, though. He's been a part of teams. He's generally a hero.
Yep. He ended up with a 23 strength with a belt of Frost Giant strength. He has the highest stats of anyone we've put in here thus far, though he's lacking in other, a variety of other magic items and abilities. His real feature is he will pound you into the ground.
Doesn't have a lot of options,
No.
like Darth Vader or Batman.
Right,
It's
yeah, they
pretty
have
much
ranged spells and,
ways to slip away.
yeah, hold
ways to-
person,
yeah.
yada yada. His dexterity is a respectable 14. I think that makes good sense. No one says the Hulk is slow.
No.
His constitution sitting at 17. With another level or two in him, he could go even further and be really scary.
Gains more hit points.
Yeah. His dump stat being intelligence with a -1 and an 8. His wisdom being a 12 makes good sense, and his charisma we left at the 10. This gives him a proficiency bonus of +3 at 5th level, and that makes his saves a +9 to strength, +2 to dexterity, +6 to constitution, -1 to wisdom, -1 to intelligence, 1 to wisdom, and 0 to charisma. All in all, pretty well, and even with the exception of strength and constitution being really big. He is athletic as all hell with a +9 to athletics. +3 to intimidation, it's worth having in there.
Yeah, definitely.
+4 to perception, always useful for D&D characters, and +4 to survival makes sense because the Hulk spends a lot of time on his own. Now, let's head on up. He is sitting with a 15 armor class. This is due to his unarmored defense, the attribute that barbarians get, which allows him to use his dexterity and constitution modifiers of a 2 for dexterity and a 3 for constitution as armor instead of wearing armor. This allows him to be just bare-chested and better armored than most medium armor
As
wearers.
you see him. Initiative +2 from dexterity,
Yep.
and a speed of 40 thanks to his 5th level
Fast movement.
class ability.
Yep. He's sitting with the highest hit points a 5th level character could possibly sit with of 75. At least of the standard array.
Yeah. The unarmed strikes for +9 attack bonus.
And with a 1d4 +6 when he's not raging, and when he is raging, a +9 and a 1d4 +8. He's also able to make extra attacks, which is cool.
And bonus attacks.
Yeah, and bonus attacks. As far as this stuff goes, not particularly important. Yep. And then if we look on up here, let's look at, the personality stuff we gave him. So his personality traits, I place no stock in wealthy or well-mannered folk. Hulk's kind of a rude boy. Glory, I must earn glory for myself in battle. We've seen the Hulk be champions of arenas. We've seen him own entire worlds. I will bring terrible wrath on the evildoers who hurt my loved ones. That is his bond. No doubt the Hulk has a terrible wrath to bestow upon evildoers.
And that plays into his flaw.
Violence is the answer to almost all my problems. Too true of the Hulk.
And he rages twice a day.
I believe he actually has 3 rages now at 5th level.
Okay.
Opened right up to the right page, and 5th level 3 rages.
Nice.
Cool.
Rage.
Cuts damage in half, causes him to do more damage, all around crazy ability.
Unarmored defense gets in that 15 armor class.
Uh,
Rage is in here twice. Unarmored defense in here twice. Stone's endurance.
a Goliath ability that allows him to roll a d12 +3 and reduce damage by that much, which plays into his super toughness. Powerful build, which lets him act as though he's large, so he can move, I think he can move tons of material by pushing them with a 23 strength and a large size. Yeah.
He's acclimated to cold climates and has excellent memory for maths and geography.
He can attack recklessly, giving himself advantage and giving opponents advantage against him. He has danger sense. If he needs to dodge out of the way of traps or spells, he's particularly good at that. He is a Berserker Barbarian. We determined that at level 3, and he gained the Frenzy ability, which, for the duration, as long as you make a melee attack action, you can make a bonus attack at the end of your turns. When that rage ends, you gain a level of exhaustion. Then we forgoed a attribute bonus to give him the feat Tavern Brawler.
You're proficient with unarmed strikes and improvised weapons. That's where he gets a d4 plus strength. He also has the option to use a bonus action to grapple the target. 5th level, he gets extra attack. He can attack twice instead of once while taking the attack action. That means he can use one action to attack twice, and then a bonus action to either grapple or make another attack.
Keep hitting you.
Now, the attack action is not the same as frenzy bonus action.
No. So when you say, with extra attack, when you take the attack action, you roll twice for 2 different hits. With Frenzy, that counts as your bonus action. Now, a character only gets 1 bonus action per turn, so he has to make a choice. Is he going to grapple you after the first 2 attacks, or is he going to hit you again?
And he gets plus 10 to speed thanks to his 5th level fast movement.
All good abilities.
Nice, so let's make sure we check some of these things off.
Huge! He's as huge as a D&D character can get.
Yeah, he's basically the biggest you can be as a player character.
Super strong. Hell yes, he is.
Yeah, 23. Super tough.
With a 15 armor class, 75 HP, and
ways to reduce all damage coming in.
Yeah, no doubt. Bare knuckle fighting, we managed to get through the Tavern Brawler feat without multi-classing into Monk. That's pretty cool. That lets him throw D4s, not huge, but his bonuses to those hits is what really makes him hit you hard. Finally, we have the matter he gets. Do you think we nailed this?
Yeah, I think so. It was probably the most, ethereal one. But
Yeah.
in terms of rage, frenzy, tavern brawler, all those things, reckless attack, I think it all adds up to checking off that part
Yeah.
of the thing.
Makes good sense to me.
Awesome. So that is The Incredible Hulk. Thanks so much for watching, guys. This will be up on YouTube soon. Character sheet available online. Look forward to an upcoming battle royale between our created characters here.
Yeah, maybe
live streamed.
another 3 characters or something, and then we'll put them on a map and see how they do.
Definitely. If you have any suggestions for who we should do next, let us know in the comments below. And I hope you enjoyed this. Take care, guys.
Thanks so much for watching.